I love that music. It just makes me just be like, ah. And in my mind's eye, when you guys come to spiritual chit chat, I always think about this music doing the same thing for you. Or maybe this can be a place where you can just come in, sit down, listen to the music, and just relax. Bring your energy back into your space, into your sacred place. Hey, Rev Ned. I know you're doing it. Pure love, pure love, pure love, my darling friend. I love you so much. Oh, well, we're getting very close to Thanksgiving, and I just want to tell all of you out there, those of you that watch live, those of you that watch this later, I just so appreciate you. Spiritual Chit Chat's been going on for quite some time. It was going on for about a year and a half, and then I took a break, and we've been doing it for almost a year again. And so it's just so wonderful. It's wonderful to have a community of people that gather together. We just hang out and have fun, and do some readings. And so I just really appreciate you. Thank you, every single one of you. And so, oh my goodness, we got all kinds of peeps here. Hi, Karen and Carolyn and Barbie and Wahali and Miss Jules. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for being here. You know what I wanted to talk about just really quick? And it's because I had forgotten this information. Oh, Barbie, thank you. Barbie says, and we appreciate you. Thank you. It always feels good to be appreciated, huh? Yay. Wahali, too. Thank you, Wahali. Oh, so good. Sharing the love, sharing the love. That's what it's about. Well, I titled today's spiritual chit chat, what did I put it? The true meaning of Thanksgiving, because I had kind of forgotten. I knew it had to do with Indians and feasting and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to get like really, really into it. But it was interesting because I looked really quick, what is the meaning of Thanksgiving? Where did it begin? And I didn't realize it had been so long ago. It was 1621, 400 years ago, 401 years ago, when the great feast between the Native Americans and in Plymouth and the settlers there had gotten together. And I know that when we were in grade school, we were told that, they all get together and sang Kumbaya and everybody loved everybody else. But we know that the real story was they had been battling and they had been fighting. And, the Native Americans, this is their land. And all of a sudden, these boatloads of people show up on their shores and, plant a flag and are like, this is ours. And they're like, wait a minute. So there'd been a lot of bloodshed. So what Thanksgiving really was a treaty between oh my God, I should have written it down. The Native Americans started with a W. It was like Winnipeg, something like that, which kind of reminded me of Winnipeg. So I was wondering, if maybe they're related to the natives that Winnipeg was actually named after. And I think there's a correlation. But they decided to have a treaty or settlement or agreement back then. They weren't even doing treaties that far back, but an agreement that they wouldn't harm each other. And it worked for quite some time. And my understanding is they feasted for 3 days, that the Native Americans, it took them 2 days to get to the settlers to bring all the feast. And the Native Americans taught the settlers how to live in this land because it was very different from where they came from. And so not only did they come together and share their bounty, and Native Americans really helped them settle in, they helped the settlers settle, but they taught them how to thrive. And they taught them how to live in a free land. And how generous and how wonderful is that, right? But they didn't, say, come on in and we'll just, we'll take care of you. They didn't say, hey, come on over, we'll feed you, we'll take care of you. You guys just kick back on your, kick your feet up and enjoy yourself. They're like, this is how you work to thrive in this land. And it was really wonderful. And it lasted it lasted, that agreement between them lasted like 20 or 30 years. But as the generations began to switch over, the younger generations came in, especially on Native American side, and said, "Hey, wait a minute. These peeps here, these settler peep, these white folk, these Washichu are taking a lot more than they're giving." And so it got to be very unsettled again. And so again, there was a lot of war and bloodshed. And then it wasn't until 1789 when there got to be like formal treaties, and there's a lot more organization to the settlers. And George Washington, our first president, declared November 26th, it was a Thursday, as the National Day of Thanksgiving. And it was actually placed into our Constitution. So it was George Washington in 1789 that declared this an actual day. So we've been celebrating it for 223 years. I wrote some notes down here. So we've been celebrating this for quite some time. And look at how our country has changed. We've grown up so much in so many ways, and we haven't in so many ways. And so I wanted to bring some of this back to everybody so that we can be thankful for our country. And I know that this makes me kind of cry, that we're in a time, where there needs to be a little cleaning out and a little ship shaping, and people need to get their act together, and our government really needs to make some shifts and changes, because we are founded on a constitution, and we are founded on a set of principles that allows for the sovereignty of all. But it doesn't say you get to kick feet up and be taken care of. It says that we are given these rights, and that's what the difference between a republic and a democracy is. A republic says you have the right to freedom, but you got to work for it, right? And so this republic that we are founded on is very, very powerful, and it was very, very successful. And so I would just love if everybody, when we're doing our Thanksgiving, even though we're really kind of messed up right now, if we would all the weapon, yes, Reverend Ned, thank you, thank you, thank you. The weapon, I know I'm not saying it right. Wampanoag, something like that. I remember, it's weird. It's in my head. It's like I can hear it in my head. But yeah, let's kick back and let's be thankful for our country. Let's send blessings to our country and to our leaders, that everybody can get back to what this country is really about, and what our Constitution is about, and the beauty of what we are given, because and we're not given anything. The Constitution just declares our God-given rights as free people, right? As people that have the right to have the opportunity, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That we have those natural, innate um, gifts. It's what we're due as people of God, and that's what I know. A lot of people keep saying, well, this is a Christian nation. Well, no, it wasn't founded on Christianity. It was founded on everybody has the right to worship as they wish, and work as they wish, but you get what you give, right? There's an equality that's innate by being sovereign. You take too much, it gets taken out somewhere else, and it's a balance. It's a universal balance, and it's very spiritual at very deep levels. And so I would just love for everybody to really um, do a little, and thank you for our country, and thank you for our founding fathers, and thank you for the Constitution on which it's built, and thank you for the God-given rights that each and every one of us has, and that we begin to recognize that we have these rights, right? The only thing you don't have the right of is to take any of the rights away from others. And we don't have that right. And that's one of the things so many people fight for. So I wanted to get up on my soapbox for a little bit for Thanksgiving, and just remind everybody, we have a beautiful country, and it's so abundant, and it has enough for everybody, and it has beautiful places and wide open spaces and beautiful people. My gosh. And so much, we hear about all the disasters. We hear about all the terrible things, but there's so much more good. There's so many more good people, and there's so much more beauty, and we forget that. And let's use Thanksgiving to remember a little bit and send our country some love, and the leaders too. Help them to remember what we're founded on, and the beauty and the love and the grace that this country is about, because we're great. We haven't lost our greatness. We haven't lost our greatness. And the greatness in a country like ours is founded in the people. It really is in the government. Because that's one thing that's unique about us is our government doesn't have the right to rule. We the people. We the people, we're the rulers. We're the ultimate word, which is makes it very, very unique. And it was kind of how it was done in the Native American cultures too. There is a leader, there's a medicine man, and there's the chief, but the chief always listened to the people and always got the word from the people. And I've always kind of wondered if maybe George Washington wasn't really tutored or learned from the Native Americans and from how they lived and how they taught in being, recognizing spirit within all things, and that everything has God-given inalienable rights. It cannot be taken away. And maybe that's part of how he wrote the Constitution for the institution. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys, and just have a little think on it. And I'm not saying I'm right. You know, my view isn't the only view, and my view isn't necessarily the right view. But what do you think? Right? What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on it? I always love to hear from you guys. So we're going to do some readings today. So super excited. And I'm glad that we're doing this today, because I was going to take tomorrow off, Wednesday off, and I got some peeps coming over for food, and I didn't mark off my calendar that I was going to take the day off. And all of a sudden I have all these people make an appointment. So I'm super excited. And so I'm kind of feeling like I'm having my Thanksgiving with you guys today. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put your questions down. You guys will not believe the cards that dropped out of this. Absolutely flips me out, you guys, when this happens. The two cards that jumped out of the deck, and I was shuffling them and I saw them drop, but I kind of, they were sitting there and I wasn't really seeing them, and I looked down and they've dropped out when I was talking about what our country is founded on. Responsibility. Oh, it's backwards on this. I forget. Responsibility and reward. That's exactly what the Constitution is. You take responsibility for yourself. You take care of yourself. You hold yourself in high regard, high standards. You work, you do, you can have whatever you want. You get that reward. Is that a trip or what? Oh my gosh. This stuff freaks me out, man. Responsibility and reward. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for backing me up, for backing me up. So good. Hey, Christy. Happy Thanksgiving, honey. All right. So, Wahali is saying, how can I find motivation for the next 5 months? Let's see what the cards say. I have an answer for you. Let's see what the cards say first. So we're going to pull up 3. Ooh. Okay. So what I'm getting, Wahali, is the first card you have is the card of Crossroads. So this card is, you have a choice of which way you want to go. You can stay in the position of, oh, how do I do this? Or you can go with the position of, I know what to do, and move into the inner voice. Stay loyal to what is right and what is true. Look at my cards are so beat up. Sorry about that. Stay loyal to yourself. What is right for you? What is your inner voice saying to you? Who are you? And what standards are you holding yourself up to? And stay loyal to those. This is one of the really powerful things about life coaching, too, is learning to know what you're about, know what your values are, know what your standards are, and live up to them. And a lot of us in growing up and stuff, we never really learned how to do that. We have standards of, our family, and we have standards of maybe our religion, our community, our culture, our nature, our country, whatever our group is, whatever our tribe is. When we go through many tribes, a lot of times we don't figure out what our standards are, right? And really know it's like these things are important to me. It'd be really good for you, maybe even over this Thanksgiving holiday, to figure out what are your standards? What are most important to you? One of the things that's really important to me is honesty, clarity, huge for me, because I'm not good at the subtle thing, right? When people start lying or manipulating, I just get pissed off and cut them off because I feel it, but I feel it when it's wrong, but I don't always know in my brain, but I feel it with my body. Another thing, a standard that I have is humor, right? Humor. Things need to be light. There needs to be an opportunity for joviality, right? Another thing is responsibility, people being responsible for themselves. Another one is generosity. I tend to be very generous, and having people be generous to me is important. So there's balance, right? And so, well, Holly, think about that. What are your standards? What are your values? And are you living by them? And then the next card is the card of travel. It's also the Eight of Wands. And so I want to say, in light of the first card that you got, where it was talking about at a crossroads, you can choose to stay in the not knowing, or you can choose to know and move forward in the knowing that you already know because it's already in you. And with the guidance of the loyalty, know your values. What is most important to you? And it's surprising how different it is from person to person, right? A lot of it is based on values that you've lived so far. But you have this card of travel, and this isn't necessarily, oh, you're going to Bali for the summer. Woohoo! Although if it is to be so, let it be so, and so it is. But I feel like that this is traveling in your mind, in your heart, and your soul, and what we're talking about right here, from one place in your mind to another. And so it's really about shifting your mindset. How are you going to keep your peace of mind for the next 5 months? Let me find that here. How do I find motivation? Whoops. For the next 5 months, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Get excited about being you. And it's easy to get excited about being you when you know who you are. And so, well, Holly, I'm going to suggest to you gently that you sit down and just write down what's most important to you. Write down 10 things. And really core value stuff, not a big house, new shoes, and a fancy car. The core values, the meaningful things, the things in your heart and soul. Write that down. That's going to give you a lot of direction and motivation, because part of your not feeling motivated is there's nothing within you that's feeling motivated because you're not defined in your values, in your standards. And so it's a little too loosey goosey. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, but if you're like, oh, okay, I want honesty and clarity. I want humor and joy and fun. I need loyalty, and that's for me too. I need to be loyal to me, right? Steadfastness, right? Compassion. These are things that are important to me. When I have these things, it winnows down to where my attention is on those things that are going to make my life a joy for me to live and a joy for others to be around me. and it pulls the attention away from all that other stuff that isn't to be in your life anyways. Okay. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you. It's really about finding what is most important to you. And you can do that in an hour, sitting down and quieting yourself and really looking at your life. What matters most? Also, you can go on Google and Google life coaching values list. Life coaching values list. And you're going to get a list of like, gosh, 200 words that are words that represent values, different. And it's not cultural. It's like emotional values, right? And then go through and kind of winnow down and pick your 10 most important ones. And that's another way to do that too. Matter of fact, everybody should do that like once every couple of years anyways, especially now as we're shifting and changing so much. So, well, Holly, I hope that helps, or find a life coach. That's what I do. Happy Thanksgiving, Christy. So glad you're here. Yay. All right, Barbie. 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 Let's see. What does Spirit have for Barbie? It was really cool, Barbie. I just saw you and Lottie standing outside. Lottie's on the leash, and it's like, I think you're like outside in front of your house. And I just saw this hand, like this hand just go over you, and it said, blessings to all. And that was just really just this, blessings to all. And I saw you and Lottie standing there, but I felt like there was other people standing there, but I didn't see who they were. So I just wanted to give that to you, and then we'll get you. The veils are so thin these days that messages come through really kind of crazy. You've got some things that you're thinking about. Your Barbie, you got some shifts and changes that you're thinking about. It's not about things that are happening right now, but it's kind of like maybe even concerned with maybe next summer. And I feel like it's changes like maybe even moving. And I know we've talked about this, and I know it's something, and I know you love living out there too, but I'm feeling like this is the card of the Hermit. It's contemplation. And it's really, there's something in your soul that is stirring you. And but it's not imminent. It's not like right now. It's got to happen. But it's imminent. And it's really cool because a lot of it, what's kind of holding you in place right now is security. And that's good. For right now, security is a really good place to be. And it's almost like right now isn't the time to make these changes. Also, I feel like along with this is another thing that isn't moving, like physically moving, but it's moving, it's business wise. It's almost like your business is moving. Your business is changing. And it's going to bring in the security. So when you have this security, all these things will come together into the future. And you're just being asked right now to really trust the process. You've been going through so many changes the last years. Like they're showing me like 3 years. And I don't remember how long you've been out there, but I know it's been a while. But it's 3 years is what I'm getting. You have gone through so much changing, so much growing up. I just heard Jesus's voice. So much growing up and spiritually growing up. You're already a grown up in the human thing, but spiritually growing up. And trust the plan because it's carried you through. And you've been through some tough times and you're on the other side. And trust that plan, trust that energy that pulls you through even the darkest of times because it's on your side. And the worst is behind you. I'm hearing you, like with everything, the worst is behind you too. So I hope that helps, Barbie. I hope that has meaning for you. Very good. Very good. So Carolyn Rosiana. I love that name. I'd be so appreciative if I'm picked. You are picked, Carolyn. Anything. An entity or present attached to me, or am I feeling the feelings of others? Carolyn, it is really important for you to learn boundaries. I'm getting that it's kind of all the above, honey, not to freak you out. Not to freak you out. But you are sensitive, you are empathic, and you do feel the energies of others. One of the things with being an empath is it's really natural for us to pick up oogie boogies. I feel like there is something that's kind of attached to you, but it's not like in you, it's like on the outside of your field. And so it's like they're what I call dust bunnies, right? They're these little dust bunny kind of things that are in your field and they can influence sometimes. And Carolyn, I want to tell you on my website, if you go to Conscious Living Academy and you go under shop for classes, there's a class in there that talks about empaths and their superpowers. And it's really, really good. This would be a great class for you to do. And it's like a 2-hour class. You can watch it, you can download it, watch it over and over. But it would really help you. And what I want to do is to tell you that really to clear your energy field off is to use that violet flame meditation. I don't know if you've tried that before, or if you've tried it, but if you would go on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, you guys are on it, and go to it meditations, and you will find Violet Flame, a Limitless Transmutation, and Carolyn do that, and it'll get rid of that. So it's not like it's a ghosty or a scary thing, but it's just these little dust bunny kind of things that are stuck to you. But you are super sensitive. So I'm going to tell you the cards that are coming up for you is the card of self-reflection. It's a card of judgment. Doesn't mean you're being judged. It means it's self-reflection. It's being in touch with yourself and paying attention to you and who you are and how you are. And you are very empathic. You're very sensitive to things. And you are at a crossroad right now because it's time for you to find balance in that. And that's why when I was saying before, boundaries, for you, boundaries are really important right now. Because I'm going to tell you again, the veils are really thin. And if you're not doing etheric and psychic protection and you're not really being mindful of that, it's easy to pick up this stuff. And a lot of it, they aren't entities per se, but they're, like I said, they're dust bunnies. They're almost like a collection of thought forms that just kind of roll around and stick to certain people, especially when you don't have boundaries. Boundaries is like an energy field of Teflon. No boundaries like an energy field of Velcro. Okay, where everything sticks to it, right? Have you ever got stuck in Velcro or had something in Velcro? It's like, get off of me. And so, Carolyn, really, it's just a little bit of trying something different. If you already have kind of a protocol, try something different. That violet flame is really powerful. It's why I put it out there. I have it everywhere. I've got it in Soulful Living Tribe, up in the files. I've got it in all my groups. I've got it on my YouTube here for you guys to use. So go use that and you'll feel a lot better. And claim that that you're an empath, and give yourself a Christmas present and go get that class on my website. And my website's just micheleamburgey.com, Michelle with one L right down the ear, MICHELEAMBURGEY.com, and go to the academy. And it's a great class. It's a great class. So check that out. And the answer to the other part of your question, am I feeling the feelings of other? Yes. It's kind of like yes to all the above for you, honey. But that's okay. That's okay. Because that's easily handled, right? That's easily handled. And it's getting that, it's using that violet flame will really help clear you up, clear you off. And wrap yourself in the white light. Wrap yourself in violet flame every day. There's a lot of different things you can do. And again, the psychic protection class is huge too. So I've got the psychic protection class is not up there. It will be up there. I meant to get it up there this weekend. I didn't get it there. Probably won't be up until Friday or Saturday, but another class that I have available now. I'm super excited to have classes for you guys too. It's so cool. So I hope that helps you, Carolyn. Barbie. Barbie's going, oh, I love you, Barbs. You're my bud. All right, Miss Jules, can I please ask what you get for me moving? Okay, so I'm assuming you mean moving as in moving home or moving your home. Okay. So let's see. Let's see, Miss Jules. Well, the first card I have is partnership. So it's not whatever you're doing. You know, the first card is partnership, hon. So whatever you're doing, it does have to do with a partner, partnering with someone. Um, but what I really want to say is the higher frequency, the higher consciousness of this is also reconnecting to yourself. So here's what I got. I got partnership, right? That's the first card. So this card is like, what is this all about? And so it's partnership, okay? And I'm feeling like it's either to lead you towards a partner or to either leaving a partner or creating a change in a partnership. The middle card, the card that's what you're sitting on right now, is a card of reward. So this is telling me that whatever it is you're thinking of doing, it's a good thing. But I also am feeling like it's like a not a right now thing. It's not right now, right now. It's interesting because you have the card of abandonment. I want you to be really careful about the timing. And I want you to be really mindful of what feels right to you. Because the card that comes up underneath this abandonment is resilience. Like whatever happens is not going to destroy you. You'll get through it. But there's an easier way to do it than try to be doing this like headlong, like I'm moving and I'm going. This is how I'm going to go. It's like take a breath, give yourself permission to kind of find the flow of this thing. It'll go a lot easier. I feel like there's a little bit of a kind of a hurry feeling to it, even though it's not like danger, Will Rogers, you got to go now. But there's a little bit of a hurry, a little bit of a pressure around it. If you will listen to yourself, if you'll listen to your inner, if you'll listen to your body and how you're feeling about things, you'll totally have luck on your side. Okay. So take a breath and do this. Let spirit, let the universe, let God guide you in this, and it'll be really, really good for you. Okay. And I'm feeling April is a better time to be thinking about things. April actually is going to be a good month for you in general. Um, I'm feeling almost like there might be a birthday or a celebration or something in April that brings like some fresh perspective and stuff for you. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense. Miss Jules. And then Linda Thompson, happy Thanksgiving to you, darling. She's saying, Michelle, it seems like the two people I was going to go to Belize with next year. Yeah, I was feeling that, honey. Would it be better for me to wait another year or just go alone? Yeah, you know what, Linda? It was weird. Is when we were talking about that, when we've been looking at this, I really was feeling there was just so much like whoosh, 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 whoosh going on around all that. Um, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. You know, it's so hard to plan ahead these days because the world is changing. Oh, I'm getting chills. The world is changing so quickly, so very, very rapidly. And I feel like it's almost like trying to plan ahead right now. It's okay for you to do it, to have it as your like ultimate goal, but also it's really important for you to be in the here and now and be here because it's from here that you're creating everything. You can't create from the future or the past. You can only create from right now. So you're asking about wait another year or just go. Oh, the card you got. First card up, imagination. Imagination is the tool from which that God uses to speak to you and through you. And it's also the tool for creating. All right. So we were just talking about, right? You can only create from right now, right here. A new beginning. This is something. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Okay. So what has happened is all of this has happened because there is a new beginning. There was what you had lined up was not your highest good. It was okay, and it wasn't going to be terrible, but it wasn't for your highest good. What you got now is you've got an opening for a new beginning to do it your way. And I feel like that this was said before too at some point, to do it your way, but I don't feel like, again, that you have to do it alone. But you do have to be very clear on, again, we're talking about values today. What is it that's most important to you? What do you want to have there? And what are the values of the people that you want around you? You know? But the outcome card is abundance. So this is a really card. This is going to happen for you, honey. You're being asked to do this in alignment with divine flow, right? And so when you're in the flow, the people that are meant to be with you will show up and will be in the flow with you. Okay? And you'll be able to tell who those people are because it'll be super easy. And partnership. I don't know if you have a significant other, but I feel a little bit like this has something to do with everything too. Like either there's a partner coming in for you that is going to be doing this, there's a partner there for you that's going to be a part of it, but trust a little bit in the divine plan. Start being right here, right now, and visualizing and making your plans, and do the daydreamy part. Before you get ahead of yourself and try to plan what that's going to be very clear on what it's going to be right here, right now. That'll make it a lot easier for this to go according to divine. I'm hearing the word divine providence, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps, Linda. And I really want to say congratulations. I know this isn't how you wanted it to go, and I know it's been frustrating for you. But I also want to offer congratulations. You're in a better place for all of this to work out better for you now. So, okay, Karen, will I get more strength? Well, Karen, what are you doing to get strength? What kind of strength are you talking about? I'm feeling like you're talking about in multiple different ways, but you will get more strength when you give yourself permission to be stronger. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And you've done so much lately. You've had so much going on. You've accomplished so much. You've taken a few setbacks. And what's coming through, the ultimate word for you is, will you get more strength? Yes. And it's all going to depend on, this is the Lover's card, right? But take the Lover's card off of there, and the card is also choices. Your strength comes by the choices that you make. Are you making choices for your highest good? Are you making choices that are just easier? Are you making choices that are bad? When you make choices for your highest good, divine lovers is what this card represents too. And the divine lovers is the union of you with God. You with that divine flow. It's what we're talking about here, right? You will get more strength when your choices line up with strength. Okay. And when you are in union with God through prayer, meditation, and God, whoever that is, whatever that is for you, yeah, you absolutely will. Because that's where strength comes from. And Karen, you've been through a lot, and you've had a lot going on, and you understand this. And so it's almost like, yes, you will get more strength. Make good choices. Help it to manifest quicker. Ooh, that was good. I'm getting chills. I just got like a chill down my back. Good job. Trisha. All right, Trisha. This holiday season, I'm really feeling my family wounds. Yeah. I'm wondering how I can connect with my father. My partner also wants me to meet his family, and I'm a little nervous. Trisha, here's what I want to say to you. Be you. And be the you are deep inside, not the personality you, not the person on the outside that a little bit is a little bit of a people pleaser. Girl, aren't we all? I think as women, we kind of go to that. You're a little bit of a people pleaser, and that's okay. And it comes because you're sensitive, right? You feel other people's wounds. You feel other people's wounds. And so you're sensitive. You don't want them to hurt because when they hurt you. That's a childhood wound. So, one of the things with the family wounds right now that we're in this process of ascension is to do Ho'oponopono, where it says, I'm so sorry. And it's taking responsibility for those wounds, even if you had nothing logically to do with them. You're energetically saying, yep, they're there. I was there. It happened. I might have been a baby and it wasn't my fault, but I was there. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. As you ask, so you receive, right? And I love you. Or I love you. I'm so sorry. And then the next step in dealing with family wounds is saying thank you. Oh, I know it goes against everything that we think. But if you start saying thank you, and if you just take a situation of family wounds, say it was a Thanksgiving dinner that the whole family erupted in fight, is the most horrible thing you've ever had, or your father said something horrible to you, or your brother said something horrible to you. But you go back in there and just say thank you and allow yourself to not experience the pain, but visualize it in your head, whatever, and just pick one. Families, when it's a family wound, it's usually holiday, some multiple holidays. But just say thank you. Say thank you for that person that hurt you the most. Thank you. Thank you. Because, Trisha, you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be as strong and as aware and awakened as you are. And I know that you're aware and awakened because you're here. People don't wind up here on my show here because they don't have, they don't show up here. It's basically what it is, right? Or if they do, they bounce out, like they're like, wah. You're here because you understand this whole thing. You understand that it's time to say thank you. You understand that you're strong and you're powerful, and the shit you went through is what helped get you here. And the horrible people that came into your life to treat you like crap helped you learn to be strong. We don't like the way they did it, right? The way they did it sucked. But the outcome was a positive. And so go back in and say thank you. Thank you. And I forgive you. I forgive you. And I want to say that this is a really powerful way to begin to reconnect with your father. I feel like your father is very, very wounded himself. And when you start doing this deep, 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 deep layers of healing on yourself, it will help you to reconnect with your father. Yeah. It's amazing when we can get to the point where we can be thankful for the hell in our lives. That's true healing. That's true healing. When we can be so thankful that we recognize that we are still free and sovereign and holy and sacred and strong, despite that, that's really powerful. And that's when you begin to find the God within that is your true strength, that is really who you are. And when you find that place, all that other stuff, it no longer holds sway over you. That's when you start to move mountains. It's when you start to move mountains. So you are sensitive. Trust in yourself and your wisdom. Start forgiving. It's time. Be generous in your forgiving. What was that Jesus said on the cross? Forgive them, they know not what they do. He released his spirit and his soul from all the pain he went through by forgiving. He was able to ascend by not holding on to those that caused him such pain. And that was another thing that he was teaching us to do, right? And whether you're Christian, whether you believe in the whole Jesus story, it's still a story to be looked at. It's very, very powerful. And then your partner wants you to meet his family. Go be who you are. Just be who you are. You're delightful. You're delightful. And I get the feeling it's kind of cute. I get the feeling that they're a little more, that they might be a little quirky. And if you could just let it be what it is and enjoy whatever it is that happens and just face it with a smile and just let it roll off your back, that they're going to like full on just love you. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all. It's kind of funny. I'm getting this image of sitting at the table and they're quirky is the word. I'm getting quirky. But you just sitting there and just rolling with it, you know? It's like, girl, they're going to love you. So funny. I hope that helps you, Trisha. All right. Well, Holly, you're so welcome. I love you. Oops. 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 Try not to make it. So, okay. So, yeah, Barb, you've been there 3 years. Oh, I'm grateful for you too, Barbie. I love you, man. Yeah. Your blessings. You got the blessing hand over you guys. It's all good. It's all good. Carolyn. Yeah. And also, and Carolyn too, that's why I recorded that meditation so that you can just turn it on, like fall asleep to it. Go turn it on and just fall asleep to that violet flame meditation. Turn it on in the background. You don't always have to be an have it playing. Let your subconscious pick up on it. It's good. Laura, hello. Miss Jules moving to another state. Yeah. Be in the flow, honey. Be in the flow. Oh, you know what? Ask your landlord if you can do a month to month. I know he wants you to sign a lease, but I feel like you're going to be there till April. Maybe you can do 6-month lease. I don't know. I know that hurry. And landlords are trying to lock people in, but talk to them, see what they say. Laura, may I have a reading, please? Well, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Laura is saying, are there any opportunities I should be aware of? There is a spirit of joy that is just infilling right now. And I just feel like it's this beautiful, almost like a fairy-like energy that's coming and going, why, yes, the opportunity of life, Laura, the opportunity of life. Just like this real, like just very happy, joyous kind of energy. That's why I'm giggling. Ooh, to tell, Miss Laura. Partnership. If you already are in a partnership, it is definitely an uptick, an increasing, a shift, a change, a positive thing. One of the things, you got another cups, you got a set of 4. This was 2. This is 4. This card is boredom. It's time to do something more fun. It's time to add a little more pizzazz to an existing, or a little more pizzazz to the search. Okay. I feel like you have a partner though. Destiny. Sup, Laura? Partnership. Opportunities you should be aware of or pursue. Partnership. And remember, partnership isn't always like a lover or a husband or a spouse or wife. It can also be partnership with you and with your soul and with God, or however you know that. But there's a big theme of partnership for you right now, Laura. Really, really important that you pay attention to this. Um, because there are a lot of opportunities there for you. A lot of opportunities. Christy's saying Ho'oponopono is a great thing to do. Oh my gosh. Ho'oponopono. Yeah. Partnership, Laura. Man, this, I mean, it's like I'm waiting kind of for further guidance. And it's just like, well, this answers your question. Or is a destiny card sitting on partnership with you? What's going on? So grateful for you too, honey. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha. And, and for all of you guys, that violet flame meditation is up there to help all of you guys. You guys are all here because you're all sensitives. That's why you resonate with what happens here on Soulful Living Tribe. No, on Spiritual Chit Chat. And most of you are from Soulful Living Tribe. We're all together, right? Yeah, that's why I have that up there. And that's why I do, I've got meditations for sale on my website now. I've got my Patreon site that's called Meditation Station. I've got all kinds of meditations out there for you guys. Meditation Station. You can sign up for, I think, $7, and you get a new meditation at least twice a month, if not more. $14 a month, you get like a meditation every single week. I'm putting stuff up there all the time. And then I've got them that you can buy right off my website too, and you can download them and you can have them. So I've got a lot out there. The meditations are so important, and especially as we're moving forward, okay? Especially as we're moving forward. It's really needed. You're welcome, guys. And there's somebody in here that this card is for. Christy, I think it's you. Ooh. Christy, honey, we got the 8 of Swords. Okay. It's a card of restrictions. It's a card of holding back. And I'm feeling almost like throat holding back. There's the endings of these restrictions, though. Okay. These restrictions, whatever they're around, and they may be being around what you're doing over Thanksgiving, even, because I feel like it's something like hot topic right now. But what happens, they're a vision. Look at this. All 3 of these are sword-like things, okay? I want you to absorb the energy of these things. These are the mind, right? The sword is the mind. And the wand, what is the wand? The wand is related to fire. It's related to movement, right? It's like these can't hold you back anymore. It's now time to move forward. And I feel like this is what is happening or going to happen over this weekend here. And then it's going to lead you into prosperity, honey. So Christy, if you're still on here, this is for you. And when I get off, I'll send you a message in case you've already popped off. I think you're still here. There's something shifting for you, honey. It's really good. And this stuff here too, this restriction endings, it's not like a horrible thing. It's almost like it feels like a relief. It's almost like you can take a deep breath and be like, okay, good, that's over. That's good. That's done. That's good. I think this is really good energy for you. And that card of vision is, it's almost like you can start moving forward again. And I don't know what that is, but you can start moving forward again. It leads you to prosperity. Ooh, ooh. Very watery in those things too. So I hope that has meaning for you guys too. So we're up on 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. It's been wonderful spending another glorious hour with you guys. And thank you so much for really being a part of Spiritual Chit Chat. and being a part of my life. We wouldn't all have this fun place to come on Tuesday afternoons if you guys weren't here. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Um, for those of you that also follow Soulful Living Tribe, I'm not going to be doing Soul Salon Friday morning. I'm giving myself a day off. I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to do, and I want to take a couple days and paint. I'm in the painting mode. And for anybody who does creative stuff like that, sometimes you get in the zone and you don't want to get out of the zone. And so I'm giving myself permission to get in that zone and have a couple days in a row to just let it rip, not have to pick up my paints, not have to make everything neat and clean. These cards, these are the Oceanic Tarot cards, Linda. And they're by Jane, Jayne Wallace. Oop, Jane Wallace. I know it's backwards, but yeah, these are beautiful. I got them on Amazon, and I was really feeling pulled to like Atlantis and Lemuria and the ocean, and I've always been a mermaid. When I was a little girl, I used to swim for hours and hours, and I would be a mermaid and I would swim with the dolphins, and I would actually, and I don't know if I did this or not, but I would actually go down to the bottom of the pool, and where the drain was, if I could get down to where the drain was, I could always get a little sip of air. And it's a wonder that I didn't drown myself because I don't think you can do it. But I could always do that. And that's how I had myself convinced that I was a mermaid. So I've always loved mermaids. Half of my house is filled with mermaid. My guest bathroom is always mermaids. And the mermaids have now leaked out into the kitchen and the dining room, and there's all over the place. And so mermaids ahoy, but this is a great deck. This is a great deck. It's really good. And mine is so beat up. And I love it with all of its scars and tears and missing pieces. So I love you guys. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Be gentle. Let go. Let go for a little bit. Give yourself permission and just let go of all this chatter in the mind and just enjoy. And yay, look at RevNet is saying, love you and the family. Remember, Bridgewalkers. Yes, you guys. Oh my gosh, I meant to get that up this week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bridgewalkers next week on Spiritual Chit Chat on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific is Spiritual Chit Chat. The right after it is Bridgewalkers. And RevNet is going to be talking about his experience of a near-death experience. And also, we're going to be talking about how pain and illness and deep illness and his experience with the near-death experience is that true road to healing, and how he's experienced it. We're going to highlight him. I'm going to throw a few things in as well, but it's going to be a really deep, powerful, moving, healing session. And that is at 5:30 next Tuesday, the 29th. And that 5:30 is Pacific. I'm in California. So I'm going to be putting that up this weekend too. The ads and stuff about that, I'll get that out. And they'll start coming out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll try to get one out tomorrow just to remind people. And it's on YouTube again, so you can just come on over to YouTube at 5:30, or just hop on a Spiritual Chit Chat and just stay with us the whole evening. So I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, happy weekend, happy Christmas. We're getting there. Ooh, I'm starting to put out Christmas ads. So you're going to start seeing, I got elves and all kinds of stuff. I'm so excited. I've been working on it. And my neighbor across the street has his Christmas decorations up for the first time in the 7 or 8 years I've lived here. I'm like, yay! So I'm all Christmassy. So let's go get through Thanksgiving and let's get into Christmas. Mwah. I love you guys. We will see you very soon.